What's up, guys? It's you, and welcome back to week 5 of our Push 1500 UU series. In the last episode, which was a bonus episode, we were able to move our rank to 1411, which isn't all that great, but hopefully we're going to be able to hit 1500 in today's episode, because that'd be pretty cool. But first, let's look at the team we're going to be using this week. This is a team that I call the Blissey and Threats. The members of the team are Metagross, Nidoking, Blissey, Mega Blastoise, Victini, and Gligar. Looking at Metagross, the first Pokemon on the team, it's a Soul Vest with Clear Body, which means it stops Intimidate users, which is pretty cool, with Meteor Mash, Earthquake, Bullet Punch, and Ice Punch for Hydreigon. Pretty standard EV spread. And then we have Sheer Force, Life Orb, Nidoking. We've seen this thing before and pushed 1500 UU, so I'm just going to skip over the analysis because it's pretty straightforward. And then we have Blissey, whose main role is to toxic a lot of sweepers and big walls that I can't take down with Nidoking, Metagross, Mega Blastoise, and Victini, and then proceed to heal off damage and be the team cleric with Wish and Heal Bell. Call Blissey Wendy. Max physical defense set, and then we have Mega Blastoise with Water Pulse, Dark Pulse, Aura Sphere, and Rapid Spin. Very, very standard set here. And then we have Scarf Victini with a Fusion Bolt, V-Create, U-Turn, and Dazzling Gleam for Hydreigon, because this team doesn't really like Hydreigon all that much, which once Blissey is gone. And then we have a Gligar, Eviolite Gligar with a Defog, Stealth Rocks, Roost, and Earthquake. So let's jump straight into a battle today and see how this team performs. Okay, so this is the team that I would like to see, I guess, because Nidoking takes down a lot of the slower stuff. My main problem, well, let's just break down the team first. We have physically defensive Donphan, either Specs, Life Orb, or Scarfed Hydreigon. Probably physically defensive Slowbro. Raikou does a lot of things. It's either Scarf or Assault Vest. And then we have Infernape, which can do a lot of things. It's either Lead, Banded, Scarfed. I guess you could run Specs-Ape, Nasty Plot, or Swords Dance, and then Jirachi, which can do a lot of different things. But I think I'm just going to lead with Victini, because unless he leads with... Okay, he leads with Jirachi. So we have a speed tie on our hands right here. I'm going to go for the U-turn, predicting him to switch out into Slowbro. That is what ends up happening. I can punish Slowbro with the U-turn, which is awesome. And then I can come out to Nidoking, which I'm fairly certain can take this thing out with a Sludge Wave. Fairly certain it can take it out. Actually, what would do more? Sludge Wave gets 95 plus Stab. Thunderbolt gets 95. That becomes 180. So we're going to go for a T-Ball here. While he does have a safe switch, which is Donphan, he chooses not to make it and rather goes into Jirachi. I'm fine with that. He has leftovers Jirachi, so unless he's running max speed, he can't take me out, and I think this is defensive Jirachi, although I would like to scout a little bit more, so I'm going to go into Gligar here and see what he's going to go for. If he goes for Zen Headbutt, then I can assume he's a faster set. But another good thing about me switching into Gligar is that he has like two main switch-ins to Earth Power. Oh wow, he just goes for Rocks. So he has a very defensive build of Jirachi, so that's good to know for later in the match, meaning that I can outspeed with Nidoking. He ends up going for the U-turn, which does a nice 4%, and I'm going to be able to defog away the Rocks. I'm expecting the Ice-type move here, so I guess this is a good time for me to get a switch into my Blastoise, because I don't think it can really do anything to me. Ends up going for the Earthquake, predicting the switch, so that's a very good play on his part. And I will be 2-hit KO'd by Earthquake, if not for my bulk that I get when Mega Evolving. He knows that, switches out into Jirachi, which is fine by me. I'm going to be able to hit him up with this Water Pulse. I get a crit, and I get the Confusion. So I apologize about that, Hacks, but, I don't want hacks to happen intentionally, but I'm not going to apologize for the hacks. So he ends up scouting Dark Pulse very nicely, goes out into 8, but I'm fine with that, because I'm going to go into Gligar, and... if this isn't... Oh, he has Grass Knot. Okay. So I think I know what this set is. It's a Close Combat, Stealth Rocks, Grass Knot, and Fire Punch, if I remember correctly. But I'm just going to Roost here. Oh, he ends up going for Fire Blast, meaning he can take me out, which is a bit unfortunate. He may be fully special, although I don't want to make that bet now and be wrong. So I'm going to go into Victini here. I do not carry the Psychic Stab, but he does not know that yet. I'm going to go for the Dazzling Gleam, predicting him to go out into High Dragon, predicting my Zen Headbutt. He ends up staying in, which is a good play on his part. Hits me up with Fire Blast. That is going to do a lot of damage, but he knocks himself out to Life Orb Recoil, so that's good for me. The bad thing is, now he knows that I have Dazzling Gleam. He's probably going to try to get rocks up again, so I'm going to go out into Blissey and Wish Pass into my Mega Blastoise. I'm expecting the U-turn here. I'm hoping to see Darmanitan. Or not Darmanitan, Donphan. Ends up going for the Iron Head, but I'm able to get the Wish off, meaning that I'm going to get a safe switch into Mega Blastoise and be healed up back to full health. And I'm going to talk about Blissey here for a second, a quick rant on Blissey. While I'm using Blissey, I don't necessarily want to say that Blissey is healthy for the UU metagame, because I completely disagree. I don't think it is at all, as I'm going for Aura Sphere, predicting him the U-turn to High Dragon here. Although the Iron Head may be coming, but I don't think that's a very beneficial situation for him. Anyway, but I honestly think, I would go as far to say that Blissey is cancerous for the UU metagame, because, like, it is so bad. Like, it's pretty much immune to all special attacks, has a nuts HP stat. I'm going to go for Dark Pulse here. He ends up going for U-turn now. I should have just gone for the Aura Sphere. Come on, Geo, what you doing? He ends up going down to Slowbro anyway. That's a very questionable play on his part. But I'm going to go out into Blissey here, because I know that I can tank any hit he wants to go for and go for the Heal Bell. And that's the beauty of Blissey. Prove my point right here. Tying things in. Let's go. That Blissey is just very good. He ends up going down into Jirachi. That's fine by me, because I know the Iron Head is only going to do about 11%. I'm going to go for the Wish here, hoping that he doesn't get the 60% flinch chance with Iron Head. He ends up going straight away for the U-turn, meaning probably going to see Slowbro. No, Donphan. Should have probably seen that one coming. I'm going to Protect here just to get back up to full health. And then I'm going to Heal Bell. He ends up going for the knockoff, trying to get rid of my lefties. So I think I'll let him get rid of my lefties at the cost of getting rid of the Para on Blastoise. He ends up going for the Earthquake here. That does about 48%, which is fine by me, because now I can Wish up and pretty much just stall this Donphan out of everything that it's worth. I would like to get a Toxic up on Donphan, but he ends up going out in a High Dragon, which is fine by me, because I'm going to scout for the Superpower right here. If he goes for the U-turn, that's perfectly fine, because then I can get a Toxic on anything barring Jirachi. And, like, his team is not built very well to take on Blissey, but still, like, this should prove the point that Blissey just absolutely annihilates a lot of the current UU meta. I'm going to Wish right here, because he's forced to switch out to, he's forced to switch out at some point to prevent toxic damage from racking up. He ends up going for the Earthquake here, but this is all just going to hurt him a lot, because I'm going to go for a Protect here. If he stays in, he's losing 18% of his health. Actually 12 because of lefties due to poison damage, and I don't think that's something he's going to want to do, but I don't want to lose my Blissey over that, because Blissey is going to be key for me winning this game, because it walls 3 of his Pokemon on his team, although we'll see what Raikou has to offer and how annoying that thing could potentially be. Okay, I'm going to predict the Iron Head here and go out on a Nidoking, because even if he T-Waves, he ends up going for the Iron Head, does a good amount of damage. But I can now go for the Earth Power and do a lot to that Jirachi. He ends up going for another Iron Head. What can I do here? I am going to lose my Nidoking no matter what I do, so I'm just going to get rid of this Jirachi, because I don't really need Nidoking for anything else. Here comes in High Dragon, and I'm fine with this. I can go for the Ice Beam here, and if he misses a Draco, he goes straight away for Superpower, which is great for me, because it allows me to get a good switch into Victini. And I'm just going to U-turn, because I know he's going to want to switch. He saw Dazzling Gleam earlier and doesn't want to lose High Dragon this early. Although I do get to note that this thing is Life Orbed, so that's pretty cool. He ends up going out into Raikou, which is fine by me, because I can go out into my Metagross and take this thing for a ride down the Earthquake train. Although I'm going to go for the Meteor Mash first, predicting him the Volt Switch. Yeah, he Volt Switches. And that does absolutely nothing to Metagross. Eating it up. He goes out into Slowbro. Meteor Mash plus Earthquake could do enough to knock him out. We're going to hope it is. I am at +1 with Metagross, which is really, really cool. That is not enough to take it out. Slowbro, you are a monster, and he gets the burn. Gosh, dang it. No! No! I'm going to Ice Punch here, predicting him to go out into Hydreigon, because that'll help me get a lot of good damage off. But I get that wrong. He slacks off. No, he Psyshocks. I'm just going to Earthquake. Gosh dang it, that burn is really unfortunate, because I would have been able to take him out with the next Earthquake and not had to predict the Ice Punch or the Hydreigon to come out, because the only reason I was predicting that is because Hydreigon needs to be gone, because now that I know it has superpower, it's a major threat to my team. Ends up going out into Donphan. That is fine by me, though, because he's going to get some more toxic damage on him. And I died to the next rock switch in because I am at 6%, even though Shodan says 7. I'm going to go for the Bullet Punch here, as he goes into Raikou. That's fine. I'm knocked out to that. And I'm going to go into Blissey here, I think. Yeah, Blissey's probably my best bet. And then I can, I'm going to Toxic whatever comes in. He ends up Volt Switching, does about 13%, so that's pretty cool. I should have probably wished right there, but I want the toxic damage on Hydreigon. Ends up going into Donphan. That's actually a really big problem. Because how much has Earthquake been doing? It's been doing like 50%, if I recall correctly. Gotta go back to here. Where? Yeah. Okay. No, that was Blissey. Yeah, but anyway, I remember doing about 50%. So unless it's an extremely low roll, something's going to die here. I would probably rather it be Chansey. So we're just going to Wish up and allow my next Pokemon to get some more HP back. And that next Pokemon is going to be Mega Blastoise, because Mega Blastoise puts in a lot of work versus his remaining Pokemon. I'm going to go for a Aura Sphere here, because I think it is a good play, because he can't knock me out. I end up knocking him out with the Aura Sphere, so it was the safest play. Donphan doesn't have that great special defense anyway. And I know the Raikou is probably... Oh, he ends up going out in Hydreigon. Okay, I'm going to go for the Aura Sphere here, just because it is my safest play. If he doesn't knock me out with Draco, which he doesn't, I knock him out with Aura Sphere, so that's pretty cool. He can lose the match by going out in a Slowbro next, although I doubt that's what's going to happen. He ends up going out in a Raikou, so that's a good play on his part. What is Slowbro at? Slowbro is at 12%, but it's going to be at enough to where it's going to live after Regenerator. I'm just going to go for the Water Pulse here, hoping he goes for something predicting Victini. Other than that, I think I lost this battle, which is a bit unfortunate. Let me actually check how long we've been going for here. About 12 minutes. Not bad. So well, we can grab one more battle after this. It won't be too bad. He ends up going for T-Bolt. So that is going to be the game, barring a crit on Slowbro. Because oh wow, he's Scarf Raikou. Alright, so that is going to be a good game. Good game, and we're going to grab one more battle. Just because I would like to get back to 1400. We are struggling on UU though. This is bad. I was hoping that we would get to 1500 this week. But we'll see how that goes. I think we have a very, very good team, and I seriously considered playing Stall this week, just because there are some very good UU Stall teams floating around. But I decided not to, because Stall is very, very boring to watch, and, you know, I don't know. Maybe if I decide to, like, play up to the last battle with Stall off screen, then I might go ahead and use Stall. Anyway, we got a battle versus Rallis. Probably Banded Arcanine, maybe. I don't know. Arcanine does a lot of things because Arcanine is cool. And then we have Crocodile, which is either Scarfed or Lead with Rocks. We have Noivern. We have Roserade, which can do a lot of things. We have P2, which is just a wall, and we have Aggron, which is a physically defensive wall, or a Rock Polish set. Anyway. So he has a lot of versatile things on his team. Best lead in any scenario is probably Victini, just because I can U-turn on Crocodile. Ends up leading with Arcanine, which I guess is okay. I'm just going to go straight away for the U-turn, even though it doesn't do that much, and I'm hurt by the... Okay, he's Rocky Helmet, so that is good info to have. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead into Blastoise here, I guess. Maybe he goes for the Crunch. Crunch would seem possible. He goes for the Willow, misses the Willow, unfortunately for him. And I think I'm gonna go for the Dark Pulse here, predicting the Roserade to come on out. I think that's my best course of action. Kind of got to make plays. Even, yeah, I think I do have to go for the Dark Pulse predicting Roserade, because Roserade is very, very obvious switch in this scenario. I don't think he's going to want to stay in and risk sacking his Arcanine turn 2. So I am going to be able to get this Dark Pulse off on Roserade, and Roserade eats that up, so that kind of concerns me. I'm going to go out on a Metagross here, just because I don't think this thing is going to carry HP Fire, because there's not a lot to carry HP Fire for in the tier besides Metagross. Ends up going for Giga Drain, which I kind of expected, and I'm just going to go for the Ice Punch here. Hopefully I can catch him off guard, because I know Metagrosses don't really like to run Ice Punch in this tier. He has Shadow Ball. Wow. Alright. But Ice Punch is going to be able to take Roserade out from that range, because Metagross is a monster, so I take the early 5 or 6-5 lead. Here comes Aggron. Aggron kind of worries me, but as long as I have Gligar around, I should be okay, I think. The Earthquake is probably coming, so Gligar is my best option here. Please don't like Rock Polish. Ends up T-Waving, so that's good with me. And I'm going to get up my rocks here to hurt Arcanine on each subsequent switch, as I don't think he's going to want to stay in here, because Heavy Slam doesn't hit me for super effective damage. I can roost off whatever damage he throws at me. Yeah. Although Heavy Slam will be very, very powerful against Gligar, because Gligar is not all that heavy himself, and Heavy Slam does damage. Oh, ends up going for Payback, expecting me to hit him. Alright, that's cool. I'm going to go for the Earthquake here. Does a nice 20%. As he ends up going for some rocks of his own, I'm just going to defog here. As he ends up going for Iron Head, did about 18%. I'm going to get up my own rocks right here. Actually, I'm going to predict him to get up his rocks this turn and go out into my Nidoking. Because we've seen Payback and we've seen Iron Head. And he has rocks, and he will probably have Earthquake, but I don't think he's going to go for Earthquake, considering I have Gligar out, unless he makes one heck of a prediction. He ends up doubling into Crocodile, which is fine by me. The way he has it on his team, I'm assuming it's Scarfed. I'm assuming Scarfed Earthquake is coming. So I'm going into Gligar here. He ends up making the nice play, going for the knockoff, gets rid of my Eviolite, which is actually a problem. I'm just going to Roost here, though, because knockoff is not going to do as much damage. And I can Roost back up to full health if that's what he wants me to do. So here comes P2. P2 is a problem, man. I'm going to go ahead and get up my rocks. But the reason that Blissey is on this team is for P2. Oh, wow, I forgot about Ice Beam. Well, that stinks. But now I can come in with Blissey and start spreading Toxics. I'm assuming he's going to want to go into Arcanine. Ends up going into Noivern, which is fine by me, so he probably has Focus Blast from the way he brought it in. What do I want to take a Focus Blast? I'm going to protect the Scout Focus Blast and rack up toxic damage. Ends up going for the Switcheroo, but I am protected right there. That is cool. So I'm going to go into Victini here because I know he's locked into Switcheroo. And he ends up going out into P2, which is fine by me. I can hit him up with his V-Create. It's going to do a lot of damage. Best thing he can do to me in return is probably a Tri-Attack. And while I don't really want to take a Tri-Attack, it's going to do a lot of damage to him. He ends up discharging, doesn't get the para, which is great for me, and I can knock him out with the subsequent V-Create. However, I'm going to predict him to predict that and go out into Nidoking to take on Arcanine. And that is what happens. I played with Arcanine a lot, but I know how to play that thing. Alright, I'm going to go for the Earth Power here. Actually, do I go for Earth Power or do I go for Ice Beam? I'm going to go for Ice Beam, predicting him to switch out, just because I don't think there's much reason for him to stay in here. He needs Arcanine to intimidate 2 of my physical attackers that I have left on my team. And if I get this prediction right, he's losing Noivern. I got it wrong, which means he Morning Suns. I'm going to Earth Power, though. Yeah, he stays in. I don't know what he was thinking, but maybe he was just sacking Arcanine to get a free switch into probably Crocodile. But I'm not that scared of Crocodile. I can take it on. I probably do have to sack something for Crook, but he ends up forfeiting. But because the thing goes through, it yeah, his turn went through. So that's about 20 minutes. Our rank is at 14, 16. So we gained 5 points in this episode. Woo! 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 Wow, I'm never doing that again. That was a terrible voice crack. I apologize. Anyway, if you guys did enjoy, please make sure to slap that like button. It really does help show support for the series, and we're almost to 1,500. We're almost done with you. Also, make sure to leave a comment or answer today's comment question of the day, which is, what do you guys think of Noivern? Noivern's kind of a cool Pokemon introduced this gen. I think it's pretty cool. It gets Boom Burst. Boom Burst is power. And other than that, make sure to subscribe if you guys are enjoying the constant content. With that, I'll catch you on the flip-flop.